Are you leaving your family a legacy or a financial scavenger hunt? Watch now.
Could an outdated beneficiary form override everything you intended for your family? Watch now.
If you couldn't speak for yourself tomorrow, who would have the legal power to act? Watch now here at Secure 65 Health Plans.
Protect what you built. Protect what you built. Protect what you love. Stand strong what you love. Stand strong before the storm and rise above. Give your family direction. Give your loved ones a voice. The best time to prepare is while you still have a choice. Protect what you built. Protect what you built. Protect what you love. Reflect everything you dreamed of.
Secure 65 Family Legacy Office. Welcome everyone to Talk Power Thursday. My question to you, what could take everything you built? And you know what? It just might not be what you think. Before the student loans, the lawsuits, the illness, the nursing home, or even the funeral, protect what you built for yourself and for your family.
Every piece must work together to protect everyone.
You guys, I have been wanting to do this for a long time. I do this every day for my clients, but today I thought it was very, very important to do one of our seminars for you so you can really get a better look at what a trust can do for you and how it all connects with life insurance, annuities, long-term care, and Medicare. So stay tuned. We're just getting started. Okay, so you guys, I'd like to start off with what could take everything you built and let you know it's probably not what you think, because when the unexpected happens, you need to be prepared. It may not be just one bad investment. It may not be the economy, and it may not be something you ever saw coming. Now, it could be student loan debt, a lawsuit, a serious illness, an extended nursing home stay, the unexpected death of a parent, a child, a spouse, or even your business partner. Life does not send an invitation before a crisis. And unfortunately, once the crisis arrives, many of your best planning options may already be gone. That's why you can't wait. You must plan now. So again, welcome to Talk Power Thursday. Okay, so as I stated, I don't typically conduct any seminars on Facebook or YouTube. Just something I don't do. But this conversation is too important to keep having after something has already gone wrong, and it happens too many times. I see too many people peddling living trusts, irrevocable trust, anonymous LLCs, insurance policies, and other documents as though one product by itself is the complete solution. But here's what families are rarely told. A trust is not if it's never funded. An LLC is not protection if it is structured incorrectly. A will does not automatically keep your family out of probate. And an insurance policy can't do its job if it was never coordinated with the rest of your legacy plan. What makes the Secure 65 Family Legacy Office different is the coordination aspect. We don't simply hand you a document and send you home. We help you look at the entire picture, your property, your insurance, your business interests, your beneficiary designations, your long-term care exposure, your retirement assets, and the people you want to protect. Okay? So when it comes to legal or tax work, when it's required, we coordinate with qualified attorneys and tax professionals so the right pieces can work together. That's why our insurance clients across the country trust our network to help them get the planning right the first time. Because after mom or dad passes, it's too late to say, I didn't know the house could still go through probate, or I didn't realize the trust had never been funded, or I thought the beneficiary designation had been changed, or I didn't know the business would be frozen, or I assumed the insurance would take care of everything. And it is not always a parent, you guys. It could be a spouse, it could be a child, and again, it could be a business partner. Okay? We're going to talk about how proper planning could protect your assets, preserve your family's choices, and help prevent confusion, conflict, and unnecessary financial loss. We're also going to explain the important role insurance can play, because legal documents may direct the assets you already have, but insurance can create the money, the liquidity your family may desperately need when a crisis happens. So this is not to frighten you guys. I just want you to be prepared, okay? Because the best time to protect what you built is not after the lawsuit or after the diagnosis or the nursing home admission or the funeral. The best time is before the crisis. So let's talk about it. So let's make this personal. Imagine that you are alive, but you can't speak for yourself. Maybe it's temporary. Maybe it's longer. Who legally can pay your bills? Who can speak with your financial institutions? Who can communicate with your doctors? Who knows which insurance policies you have and where the documents are stored? You see, families often assume, oh, my spouse can handle it, or my daughter knows what I want, okay? But love, good intentions, and family position does not automatically create legal authority. The right powers of attorney and healthcare directives, HIPAA authorizations, ownership records, and account designations, they all matter. Okay, so this is not about being afraid. This is about removing the panic from an already difficult moment. A strong plan should always answer these three questions before crisis. Who has authority? What are they authorized to do? And where they can find the information. Where is it? I want you to silently choose the person you believe would step in. Now ask yourself, have I legally named that person, given them the right documents, and told them where those documents are? If the answer is, I think so, that's our first warning sign. Okay? Protection must be clear enough. Family does not have to guess who's doing what. A plan can fail even when the documents exist. So you guys, people usually don't fail because they did not care. They fail because the plan stopped too early. First, documents must be signed correctly. A beautiful draft is not protection. Second, the plan must be funded and coordinated. If a trust exists, but the home, non-retirement accounts, or other intended assets were never connected to it, the family may not receive the results they expected. Third, beneficiary designations must align with the overall plan. Retirement accounts, annuities, and life insurance often transfer by beneficiary form, not simply by what a will says. An old form can quietly override a newer intention. And number 4, The family needs enough information to act. They don't need private financial detail, but the right people should know their roles, where documents are stored, and who to call. That's why I say a binder on the shelf is not a complete strategy. Protection is a living system, signed, funded, aligned, communicated, and reviewed. As we move through the presentation, I want you to keep asking yourself which of those 5 parts may be missing from your plan, your current plan. Now, a will. A will is important, you guys, but it is not the entire plan. One of the most common questions is, if I have a will, do I still need anything else? Well, let me say this. A will is important, but it has a specific job. It generally speaks after death. It can name beneficiaries. It can nominate guardians for minor children. It can name an executor and state the final wishes. But it does not, by itself, solve every incapacity, ownership, beneficiary, privacy, or probate concern. A coordinated plan looks beyond one document. It asks how the home is titled, who can act during incapacity, whether beneficiary forms are current, whether a trust is appropriate, and whether the intended assets have actually been connected to that trust. Not everyone needs the same trust. A revocable living trust may support probate avoidance and management continuity when properly designed and funded. Okay? Irrevocable strategies may be considered for specific legal, tax, insurance, asset protection, or long-term care goals, but they involve trade-offs and require state-specific legal advice. The point is not everybody needs the most complicated documents. The point is that every family deserves the right structure for its actual risks. Never buy a legal instrument simply because the name sounds powerful. Start with the problem you are trying to solve. That's the best way to begin. Your home deserves more than an assumption. You see, for many families, the home is the largest asset and the emotional center of the legacy. Yet the deed is often the least understood document in the plan. Ask how the property is titled today, not how you remembered it being titled, and not how you intended it to be titled. If a trust was created, was a new deed prepared and recorded where it was appropriate? Were lenders, insurance, homestead, tax, and state law issues reviewed by the proper professionals? If you own more than one property, especially in more than one state, each property may require separate analysis. And here's the dangerous assumption that I see all the time. Well, the attorney prepared my trust, so my house must be in it. That may or may not be true. Signing the trust does not automatically retitle every asset. This is why implementation tracking is essential. Don't move property on your own based on a seminar or an online form. A deed is a legal instrument, and a poorly handled transfer, well, it can create big consequences. The right next step is a property title review with the appropriate licensed professional, coordinated with your estate plan, insurance, and your long-term goals. Beneficiary forms can quietly override your intentions. So beneficiary forms, you guys, are short, but they can carry enormous power. Certain assets commonly transfer according to the beneficiary designation on file. So that means the family story, a verbal promise, even language elsewhere in the plan may control that asset in a way people don't expect. You need to review your life insurance, your annuities, your retirement accounts, and transfer on death or payable on death accounts. Look for former spouses, deceased beneficiaries, minors named outright, missing contingent beneficiaries, or a designation that conflicts with a newer trust strategy. This is where equal and fair become really complicated. One child may receive the house, another may be named on the life insurance, and a third may be caring for the parent. If those choices are not intentionally coordinated and communicated, well, the family can experience conflict even when every form was technically valid. The practical rule is simple. Conduct a beneficiary review after marriage, after divorce, after death, after birth, after a major purchase, after a move, after a new business, or any significant change in family relationships. At minimum, review periodically rather than waiting for a crisis. The goal is not merely to have names on forms. The goal is for every designation to work together. Long-term care can change the entire family plan. You see, long-term care planning is not only about money, you guys. It's about health decisions, a housing decision, a caregiver decision, and a family decision. But when the emergency arrives, families often focus on the immediate placement and discover the financial question afterwards. Medicaid rules are state-specific and can include eligibility limits, transfer rules, look-back periods, recovery provisions, and important exceptions. A trust is not a magic shield, and last-minute transfers can create serious problems. That's why advanced Medicaid or asset protection planning must be reviewed by an attorney licensed in the relevant state. The planning conversation should include: who would provide care? Does the family want care at home if possible? What income and insurance resources exist? Is long-term care insurance or another funding strategy appropriate? What property must be maintained? Who will coordinate benefits and professional advice? So you guys, please hear this clearly. The goal is not to hide assets or evade lawful obligations. The goal is to understand the rules early, protect the spouse and family where the law permits, and make informed decisions before the crisis removes all of your options. An LLC is a tool, not a promise of invisibility. The phrase anonymous LLCs sounds powerful, but it can create the wrong expectations. We use more accurate language, privacy-focused LLC formations where legally appropriate. An LLC may help separate business operations, organize ownership, support succession planning, and provide a level of public-facing privacy depending on the state, the filing, and the facts. But it does not make a person invisible. Banks, tax authorities, courts, registered agents, regulators, and other legally authorized parties may still require or obtain ownership information, okay? An LLC also does not protect fraud, personal misconduct, personal guarantees, or poor record keeping. If business and personal funds are mixed together or the entity is not maintained, the promised structure may not hold up as expected. The right questions here are: what activity belongs in the entity? Who should own it? How does it coordinate with the trust? What state is appropriate? What filings are reporting what's required? What insurance is necessary? Entity formation should be coordinated with legal and tax professionals. Privacy is one goal, not a promise of invisibility. And asset protection is a system, not a single filer. Insurance creates money when the family needs it most. Estate documents can direct what already exists. Insurance can create liquidity at the moment the family needs it most. That liquidity may replace income, protect a surviving spouse, pay debts or final expenses, support a business transition, provide time to, decide what to do with the property, or help equalize an inheritance when one person receives an illiquid asset, such as a home or business. Insurance is not automatically the answer, and the right product depends on your health, your age, your budget, your goals, state availability, underwriting, and policy terms. The benefit must be reviewed alongside the trusts, beneficiaries, ownership, and tax or legal considerations. In some advanced situations, an irrevocable life insurance trust may be considered, but you guys, that requires qualified legal and tax guidance, okay? The important idea is, again, coordination. A policy should not sit in a separate drawer from the estate plan. We review who owns it, who pays for it, who receives it, what purpose the benefit serves, and whether the amount still matches the current need. The best insurance plan is not simply one that pays a claim. It's one whose proceeds arrive in the right hands for the right purpose at the right time. One coordinated family protection system. So you guys, this is the difference between selling a document and building a family protection system, okay? Trust and estate planning coordination answers authority, transfer, incapacity, and probate questions. Asset protection planning examines ownership, risk, insurance, and lawful structures. Privacy-focused LLC planning addresses business or holding companies where the needs are appropriate, okay? Insurance and income protection create liquidity and protect survivors. Retirement and wealth planning coordinate accounts, beneficiaries, income, and transfer goals. Medicaid and long-term care planning prepare for care needs and state-specific rules. If each area is handled in isolation with different people, contradictions can develop. The trust says one thing, the beneficiary form says another. The LLC is created but never coordinated with succession planning. The home is supposed to be protected, but the deed was never reviewed. The insurance policy, it exists, but the owner and the beneficiary no longer match the family's goals. Secure 65 Family Legacy Office serves as the coordinator that, the hub, we'll say, that helps clients organize the questions, identify gaps, and work with licensed attorneys and CPAs where legal or tax advice is required. The outcome is not more paperwork. The outcome is one understandable strategy that a family can actually follow with ease. Choose the level of coordination your family needs. Families don't all need the same scope of work, okay? Number one is the legacy essentials, and that begins with foundational planning, the discovery session, asset inventory, family workbook, revocable living trust coordination, core authority documents, funding instructions, and follow-up. Number two, legacy protection. That's our flagship path. because it goes beyond the core documents. It adds property transfer coordination, beneficiary review, insurance and retirement review, probate risk analysis, a family meeting, a legacy binder, and an annual review. So if you have qualifying insurance policies with us, you may be eligible for a 10% discount, which is pretty good. Now, the eligibility and any required minimum in force period will be confirmed in writing before the enrollment. And lastly, Legacy Wealth Shield, and it's designed for more complex families, multi-properties, business interests, advanced trust or Medicaid coordinations, ILIT considerations, attorney and CPA coordinations, and ongoing white glove strategy review for coordination. And these are starting prices for Secure 65 planning and coordination. Final scope depends on family complexity, attorney drafting, legal advice, CPA services, filing fees, deed recording, registered agent fees, state charges, and other third-party costs may be separate unless specifically included in the written agreement. Okay? The objective is not to push everyone into the largest package. The objective is to match the coordination level to the family's real risks and goals. How the Secure 65 process works. This is important, you guys, so listen in. Here's what working through the Secure 65 Family Legacy Office looks like. Okay? Step 1, discovery. We learn about the family, the property, the accounts, the insurance, the business interests, the concerns, and the goals. Step 2 is the design. We have to organize priorities, recommend a planning path, define the scope, and identify the professional services required. Okay? Step number 3 is coordination. This may involve an attorney for legal advice and drafting, a CPA for tax advice, licensed insurance work, and property or beneficiary coordination. Step 4 is the implementation. This is where documents are signed, intended assets are funded or retitled with professional guidance. Beneficiaries are updated, decisions are completed, documents are stored, and family roles are communicated. That point. Step 5 is review. Families change, laws change, assets change. A strong plan is reviewed after major life events and on a regularly scheduled basis. What makes this process different is that somebody is tracking the entire picture. And you should not have to carry one folder from one professional to another professional and hope and pray they all understand the same goals for you. Coordination creates accountability, and accountability is what turns intention into protection. Okay? Now, a family can be asset rich and planning poor. So let's look at a composite example. This is not a real client, and it's not a promise of any outcome. It simply combines common planning gaps so that you can see if it applies to you. So let's say there's a couple who owns a paid-off home. They have 2 adult children, retirement accounts, and an old will. They feel prepared because the home is paid for, and both children know what they want. But the powers of attorney are outdated. The beneficiary forms have not been reviewed in years. One child believes they're in charge, but no family meeting has clarified the rules. The home was never reviewed for trust ownership. There's no plan for long-term care. And guess what? Nobody knows where in the heck the insurance documents are. And I want you to notice, this family is not poor. They are planning poor. Their risk comes from the gaps between the assets. With coordinated planning, they can identify authority, confirm title, review beneficiaries, evaluate the appropriate trust structure, organize insurance and care funding, assign family roles, and create an implementation checklist, which is important. So the lesson is not that every family must choose the same solution. The lesson is that wealth without coordination can still become confusion. Your family should not need a detective, a counselor, a referee, and a lawyer simply to understand what you intended. Now, here are 7 signs your plan needs attention right now. And here we go. Number 1. First, your documents are old and have never been reviewed. Age alone does not make them invalid, but family, assets, law, and intentions change. Number 2, you experience marriage, divorce, death, birth, adoption, estrangement, reconciliation, or a move to another state. Okay? Third, you bought or sold a home, rental property, businesses, or major financial assets. Fourth, you can't confidently name every current primary and contingent beneficiary. Fifth, your family doesn't know who has authority or where the documents are that you stored. Number 6, you signed a trust but cannot confirm which assets were funded or retitled as intended. 7th, a long-term care event would force the family to make every decision under pressure. If even one of these applies, don't panic. It doesn't mean your entire plan is wrong. It means a review may uncover something that can be corrected now, while you still have the choices. And you can communicate your wishes. I think that's good. But the most expensive planning mistake is often not the one you made. It's the one you discovered too late to fix. 10 answers every family should have. So I want to leave you with a practical checklist. You don't have to solve everything tonight, but start by getting 10 clear answers. Have decision makers been legally named? Are healthcare documents current? Is financial authority current? Is the home titled the way the plan requires? If there is a trust, has its funding been confirmed? Have beneficiaries been reviewed? Does every insurance policy have a defined purpose? Has the family discussed long-term care preferences and funding? Are documents stored securely but accessibly? Is a future review already scheduled? Don't let "I need to get organized first" become the reason you never begin. You guys, organization is just part of the planning process. Bring what you have. Bring that old binder, the unopened statements, the deed you don't understand, and the questions you think you should already know. The first meeting is not a test. It's a discovery process, and we enjoy helping people discover. Our job is to help you store the information, identify the gaps, and determine which issues require an attorney, a CPA, one of our insurance professionals, or any other specialist. So these 10 answers can give your family something priceless, a clear beginning, clear place to start. So you guys, don't leave your family in a scavenger hunt. If your family has to search through drawers, guess at paperwork, call every bank in town, argue about who's in charge, and interpret old conversations, they have not inherited a plan, okay? They have inherited a scavenger hunt. Real protection comes down to three things. Clarity, the plan is understandable. Authority, the right people have been legally empowered. Coordination, documents, ownership, beneficiaries, insurance, retirement, business, and care planning work together. and communication. The people who need to act know their roles and know where to begin. You don't have to tell every family member everything, okay? Privacy still matters. But the correct people need enough information to carry out your wishes without confusion. This is one of the greatest gifts you can give the people you love. And it's not only about transferring money. It's about reducing fear, delay, conflict, and unnecessary expense during a time when your family may already be grieving and overwhelmed. Your legacy is not simply what you leave. It's how responsibly and compassionately you leave it. Your next step, a family protection consultation. So you guys, your next step is a family protection consultation. Pretty simple, right? Bring what you have, not what you wish you had. Bring current documents, deeds, or property information, beneficiary statements, your insurance policies, business information, and the concerns that have been sitting in the back of your mind. During our consultation, we will help organize your goals and your risks, identify gaps, explain the available pathways, and determine which licensed professionals should be involved. You will receive a clear scope before moving forward. Legal drafting and legal advice are performed by licensed attorneys. Tax advice is provided by qualified tax professionals. Insurance services are properly provided by our wonderful financial professionals. And listen, you can call Secure 65 at 833-300-4968 or email us at info@secure65healthplans.com. Please don't wait for illness, a hospitalization, a family dispute, or a property emergency to force the conversation. The best time to protect your voice is while you can still use it. The best time to protect your family is before they need the protection. Protect what you built before the crisis. I want to thank everybody for watching and being part of today's seminar. Listen, you could lose anything at any time. So isn't it time to be protected? Don't wait for a crisis to protect what you spent a lifetime building. The cost of planning is small compared with the cost of being unprepared. Call Secure 65 Family Legacy Office today at 833-300-4968 or email info@secure65healthplans.com to schedule your appointment with one of our financial professionals. I'm Moné Swann. This is Secure 65 Health Plans, where seniors thrive, and I look forward to hearing from you. I love you guys. Go out there and now protect yourself. Have a great day. Bye.
I work with Secure 65 Family Legacy Office, and it was the best decision I ever made. Moné truly knows what she's doing. I highly recommend them.
When it comes to protecting what I've worked for, I don't take chances. That's why I chose Moné and Secure 65 Family Legacy Office. They gave me confidence, clarity, and real peace of mind.
Moné truly knows what she is doing. She took the time to understand my situation, she identified the gaps in my plan, and she helped coordinate everything properly.
Before working with Secure 65, I thought my family was protected. Moné uncovered important issues I didn't even know existed.
Give your family direction. Give your loved ones a voice. The best time to prepare is while you still have a choice. Protect what you built. Protect what you built. Protect what you love. Protect what you love. Let your legacy reflect everything you dreamed of.
BibX Wealth Insurance Solutions.